Hi there guys, pretty interesting comparison between these three pedals here. I'm basically going to say that it's between the Dude and the Warm Audio. The small fry burn unit is not actually a Dumble style pedal, there's just a setting on it where it alludes to a Dumble in the manual, but it isn't actually billed as being a Dumble style overdrive, whereas these other two kind of are. My preference would be for my small fry burn unit. That is the one that I take out and gig with an amp, and that's the one I've had the most success with. I've been playing that for nearly 10 years now, and I will continue to do that. I use the Dude pedal when I go direct to PA because it seems to work better with my DSM Humboldt into an IR more than the small fry burn unit for some reason, because it always just comes down to combinations and what works with your rig, which may or may not be the same rig that I've got. So the amp that I used for all of these examples was my Marshall SV20 running on the normal channel. The amp is a little tiny bit gained up because the amp always is, but nearly all of the gain is coming from the pedals themselves. So I'm going to play you a couple of isolated examples, and then I'm going to come back and tell you a few things that I can feel that I can't really demonstrate to you through the medium of video or audio, but may be useful in your decision making if you're looking at buying any one of these three pedals. So they're all good sounds. I would say that the warm audio was my least favorite of the three. My small fry burn unit is definitely my favorite. The Dude pedal would be a close second. If you're the kind of player that plays a Strat or some kind of single coil in the bridge, I would maybe be looking at the Dude pedal. The low control, or it's basically voiced more like low mid, is very good at thickening sounds up. Conversely, if you're someone that plays on the neck humbucker a lot, the Dude pedal is very good at thinning that out and getting some top end from that. So it's actually quite versatile from that perspective. It's just slightly more scooped than the small fry burn unit that has a really nicely voiced mid. It does have a mid control on it as well, and you've also got a thing called note shape on the inside. But I just find that it works incredibly well in a live environment, whereas with the Dude pedal, I don't dig it quite as much in that environment. With the warm audio, I found that it was really difficult to dial in the sweet spot between having enough cut and it sounding fizzy. So I actually overcompensated. I've got to say, when I listened back to the recordings, I really liked the warm audio, but in the room, I wasn't feeling that at all. It felt more like it was almost like a tube screamer, but maybe more refined, which I guess it probably is. They're probably all based on a tube screamer. In fact, I don't doubt that they are actually, but it's just that I can hear it more with the warm audio. It has that kind of grainy texture in the high mid that a tube screamer has, and a little bit kind of cardboardy and lops off a lot of the low end. All good descriptive words. I just felt like I was playing through some kind of an iteration of a tube screamer with the warm audio, whereas with the other two, I'm getting this smooth sound that I simply can't get from a tube screamer. I have obviously spent a lot longer with the small fry burn unit, 10 years to practice dialing it in, whereas with the warm audio, I've taken it out the box and tried to sort of tone match, but it was my least favorite of the three by quite some distance. Gotta say, I've tried an actual Zen drive before and I really liked it, and I thought that would be my my second choice to the small fry burn unit. So whether I'm just remembering it differently or whether the warm audio doesn't actually sound like a Zen drive, I don't know. I'd have to do a direct comparison between those. But for the purpose of this test, I thought that the warm audio came up really well on the recordings. I thought the Dude pedal came up really well on the recordings. But in terms of my playing ease and comfort when actually playing in the room, the small fry burn unit was the easy winner, and then the Dude pedal seems to work better with my DSM Humboldt, so I really like that. So I'm lucky that I've got the two that I actually want. Thanks to my friend for lending me the warm audio, and I hope you guys got something from the video. I'll see you next time. Later.